Welcome, Canada, to this edition of Canada Games TV Today. I'm your host, Philippe Baudry, standing here next to the Two Rivers Art Gallery, next to the Canada Games Plaza, and it's such a splendid day here in Prince George. Now, our first story. You might think there's only 19 sports at the Canada Games. However, our reporter, Corey Correa, will show you what the 20th sport is: pin collecting.
Hello and welcome to the Plaza at the Canada Winter Games. Today we're looking into the unofficial sport of the games, pin trading. Have you gotten the Team Saskatchewan pin yet? I heard it comes with a sample of wheat.
Well, no, it comes with mitts.
Mitts. Easy mix-up.
Yeah, easy mix-up.
I heard that you can get a box of shreddies and it comes inside.
That's cool.
No, I didn't even hear of that before.
Yeah, right in the stores.
I never heard that.
Well, you got to get out more, I guess. Did you guys get the Team Quebec pin? I hear you get a free coupon for a poutine with that.
Quebec pins.
I didn't know you get a free poutine. I've gotten the pins, but not the free poutine.
Same. I think they're hogging it for themselves.
No, I haven't.
You haven't had the poutine yet?
No.
Team Quebec pin. Have you guys gotten that?
Yeah,
Did you get the poutine with it?
yeah,
You got poutine with your pin.
a little bit.
I heard reports that there's going to be a pin tax for athletes when they return to their provinces. What do you think about that?
That's only fair because the tax money should come back to BC.
I don't think we've heard of much around here, apparently. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of trading pins.
Yeah, you're gonna be taxed on those though now.
Really?
No, I have not heard of a pin tax.
Yeah, returning athletes will have to pay tax on every pin they receive. Have you heard of the pin tax?
No.
Yeah, Alberta is charging a pin tax to help their oil industry. So every pin that comes into the province.
You guys are putting me on. Hey, I love it. Where's the other camera?
We're here at the Pin Trading Center, the mecca of pin trading for hardened veterans. So, can you tell me about this pin phenomenon?
It's a world of its own. It's the 20th sport of the games, and it's the unofficial sport of the games. But it takes over Canada Games like no other pin craze, so it's a lot of fun.
So now that I've gotten a taste for pin trading, I want to give it a proper go. We're going to set the timer for 10 minutes, go in the plaza, and see how many I can get. Let's go. Cheers. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. Sure. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. This is a pretty good haul here. We got about a dozen, maybe 15 pins. Not bad for my first try at pin trading. That's all from the plaza here. I'm Corey Correa for Canada Games TV Today.
Just letting you know, pin collecting is an unofficial sport from the Canada Games. But let's just wait and see if it makes it to the 2019 Canada Games. Our next story now is about an absolutely adorable athlete from figure skating, and she's from Yukon. Our reporter, Victoria Levy, got to meet with her.
Rachel Pettitt just won a gold medal in the novice women's division at the Canadian National Figure Skating Championships.
I competed in Kingston, Ontario for Skate Canada Nationals, and I placed first in my division in novice ladies, and it was really exciting.
With the help of her coach, this time she hopes to bring home a gold medal for Team Yukon.
Certainly, we're just hoping to end the season on a really good note, like maybe some personal best scores would be awesome, but that's a tall order because she got a personal best at the last event, which was a nationals, so just being here and having one more chance to run these programs well would be great.
This 15-year-old has been on quite the unique journey.
I'm born and raised in the Yukon, and I went down to Kelowna for quite a while for training for figure skating, and I recently moved there, well, probably about 3 years ago, for figure skating, and I moved down and lived with a billet for 2 years, and then my mom just moved down with me, but I'm still representing Team Yukon.
And for Rachel, ricocheting between teams is part of the fun.
One teammate from Team Yukon, who she's younger than me and she's so awesome, and then I have a bunch of teammates from BC who I get to hang out with from Kelowna, so it's exciting that I get to share this experience with them as well.
And while Rachel's coach wants his skaters to perform their best, he knows the spirit of the Canada Games is about something more.
I hope they take great memories for life. That's one thing. I know a lot of skaters that went to Canada Games and then went on to become Olympians, and a lot of them just come back and say, Canada Games was an experience I'd never forget, and I just can't compare it to anything. So I hope they skate well, but I hope they also take back great memories, new friends.
So for this young athlete, hailing all the way from Whitehorse, these games are about repping her territory and making the most of what this opportunity has to offer.
It's really exciting. I love meeting new people, and I get to trade a bunch of pins.
Victoria Levy, Canada Games TV, today.
Coming up after the break, from professional hockey player to country singer, stay tuned.
There is an ancient rhythm that flows through all things, through rocky spires and ocean's swell, the endless stillness of green, and in the restless depths of human hearts, the voice of the wild within.
If you think this building is a beauty, just wait and see. Brian Lipper is going to give you a tour of the WIDC, the Wood Innovation Design Center, one of the tallest wooden buildings in the whole world.
The construction of the Wood Innovation and Design Center started back in the spring of 2013, and one man knows what a symbol it is of British Columbia.
Really, this building, at least from my perspective, came about as let's showcase different ways we can use BC wood products. And so it was really to be a showcase building for that.
Promoting the system for the next class of wooden engineers is Guido Wimmers, who understands that this format of construction is just in the early goings.
It starts a new process for our industry in BC and across Canada to build larger and taller buildings with wood. So it is the beginning of a learning curve how to use wood in a larger scale, not just in small residential, but also for commercial buildings.
While this isn't the only wooden structure in the world, it is cutting edge in a modern way.
There are a lot of very tall buildings in the world, and a lot of them are wood. A lot of them are old churches with really tall steeples or bridges or other structures like this. Now what we're seeing and what this building is part of is sort of a modern renaissance of wood construction.
Creating buildings out of wood materials is also benefiting the environment in some ways.
If you design buildings out of wood, you actually capture carbon and sequester carbon in the structure. With concrete buildings, you're actually emitting carbon.
Earthquakes have been in discussion lately, with the big one being a cause for concern. Having a rigid wooden box as the core could cause some issues, but the building was designed with earthquakes in mind.
One of the techniques that was used here was the joint between that really rigid wooden box, the central core, and the concrete foundation is actually made with steel. And it's designed such that that steel connection is what will yield. That's where the flexibility, as it were, comes in between those two rigid pieces, the concrete and the wooden box.
Going forward, there are a number of possibilities with wooden structures.
The columns, as the one you can see behind me, is certainly a little bit thicker than the column would have been in steel. But it can still carry huge loads, and therefore we can build much taller and larger structures in wood as well.
as an innovative structure, it's pushing the boundary both of what we can do for construction, but also in terms of what's able to be achieved within the confines of the building code.
In 2016, these hallways will be filled with UNBC engineering students as they learn to construct the newest generation of wooden buildings. And thanks to their hard work, we might be seeing more structures like this one built in nearby communities. Ryan Lepper for Canada Games TV Today.
Who is Chad Browlee? As my friend Kelsey would put it, he's the perfect Canadian. From being a professional hockey player, he's now a country singer.
Chad, up here at Prince George, Canada Winter Games have been going for the last week or so. You're going to be performing here tonight. Talk us through. You got in yesterday, got to take in a Cougars game. How's the experience here in Prince George been so far?
It's been great. I've been to PG a few times, growing up playing hockey against their minor hockey team and again in junior. So then I was here with Dirk Spentley not too long ago, played in the CN Center. So yeah, Prince George has always been really good to us.
Drafted by the Vancouver Canucks back in 2003, and that's where your sights were set back in that time of your life. And now living in Vancouver, what was that day like for you as an 18-year-old? And just take us back to that.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. I mean, that's what a lot of Canadian kids dream of is getting that phone call from the NHL team saying that they picked you up. So, and yeah, growing up in BC, I was a huge Canuck fan, and so it was a feather in the cap to get that phone call. And you know, had I known then what would happen today, I would have probably called you crazy.
MDM Universal Recording Artist, Chad Browlee!
Take us through what people might expect from you tonight.
Yeah, this is my first time performing at the Winter Games and first time experiencing it too. So it's kind of neat to walk around the grounds here. There's just such a cool energy in the air. So yeah, just expect a fun show. You know, me and the guys in the band, we enjoy what we do, and I think that comes across. So just like to get people involved in it and leave them wanting more.
Has there been any particular songs, I guess, when you do perform in front of fans that really speak volumes and some of your favorites to perform?
You know, you're really proud of these songs that you write and you perform, but there's definitely a couple that come along that mean a lot to you, and there's definitely one recently on my past album called The Fighters, and that exact song, the title track, The Fighters, I hold that one pretty close to my heart. There was a young friend of mine that I met when I was in university playing in Minnesota State, and he was 8 years old and a big fan of the team, and ended up getting leukemia and lost his battle 18 months later, unfortunately. And he was such a superhero in the community, but he was one of the toughest fighters that I had ever met. And so I figured he needed to have his place in that song, The Fighters, just from how much that he taught and inspired so many people around him.
You and I spend every lazy Prince George night.
I draw off of life experiences all the time because I feel, you know, if I can feel something, chances are somebody else is going to be able to feel the same thing, because at the end of the day we're all humans and we experience a lot of the same emotions. So I try to draw off of those authentic experiences and in hopes that it's going to resonate with the listener.
Tyson Fedor for Canada Games TV Today.
Same road to nowhere, same faces passing me by.
It starts with a sense of purpose, a drive to be more, and not letting stereotypes define you. Following a family legacy of hard work, determination, and passion for mechanics, Stephanie Keenan's carving her own path. Stephanie, a story of drive. Your story is our story. See hers, share yours. fanshawc.ca/yourstory.
Hey there. Man, I love to sled.
Have you ever tried dog sledding?
No, I haven't. But my friends Zach and Chantel have. They had a chance to check out the Dog Power Adventure in Prince George.
Sounds like a good time.
Absolutely. Aren't there a few badminton matches going on tomorrow?
Yeah, the sport actually wraps up here at the Canada Games tomorrow, so if you want to catch any of those games, you should probably head up to UNBC.
Well, I think I'm gonna go sled some more.
Up next, we have the story of a badminton team from the Northwest Territories. An uncle and his niece playing together? Eric Yip has more.
Spencer and Christina Bonnarrouge are a unique duo. If you thought they were siblings, you're not the only one.
Once in a while we have to explain it to them. They mostly mistake us for brother sister, but we're actually uncle and niece.
Spencer started playing badminton a few years before Christina, but it didn't take long for them to mesh. 3 years after playing as a team, they won the Scott McAdams High School Championship together. However, Spencer doesn't always like to play with a partner. Coming from a small town in the Northwest Territories, they don't always get to meet other players from Canada, but Christina says badminton allows them to do just that.
I like it a lot. It gives us a lot of opportunity to go out to places, and we're very fortunate enough to go.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like even like over the course of the weekend, then coming here, we came early to watch some of the players, and just watching them from yesterday to today, seeing some of these high-level players even warming up and watching what they were doing in the warm-up, I think it got the kids to get a bit more excitement about, oh, okay, so that's what the next level can be like, or the level after that.
There may be some family competition between the two, but when you asked who's the better player, the answer was obvious.
Me.
He is.
But Christina does have one great memory over her uncle during practice.
I beat him once. I'm still proud of that.
Hopefully these two will have more proud moments together at these Canada Winter Games. Eric Yip for Canada Games TV today.
Interact with us online through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and be sure to hashtag all your Canada Games posts with hashtag CGTV Today. Canada Games TV Today airs weekdays at 5 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. at canadagamestv.ca.
So that's it for today's edition of Canada Games TV Today. I'm Philippe Baudry, and see you tomorrow.
Via Sport Productions is really a way for us to spread out the reach of amateur sport within BC and the world.
We have an opportunity to live stream, we can cover events, all ages and stages of life. For the first time, we can bring amateur sport to our community and to our province and to our country.
Via Sport is the organization tasked with making sure all the different moving parts in the sport system are aligned so as to deliver the best possible sport and fitness product for every citizen in every corner of the province.
Via Sport is about growing sport and physical activity throughout the province of British Columbia. At the end of the day, we want more people playing more sport for a longer time in more places.